thanks for tuning in and welcome to the pool party. I hope you can swim because we're definitely diving into the deep end with a huge splash of truth, facts, evidence, information, and proof. Swim. Say what you mean. It's talk about talking. How we listen, how we hear, how we speak, how we hear what we're listening to when we speak, how a listener hears what we're saying, if what we're saying, what they're actually hearing and or understanding. Is it clear? Swim. Say what you mean. Well, that's just the beginning of understanding, because after we get that understanding, how do we accept it?
Good
how
question.
we respond if it's not what we expect is paramount. Are you okay with the truth? Are you man, woman, human, or spiritual enough to accept the truth? Let's find out.
Let's do it.
Welcome to The Swimming Pool with your host, Travis Bridges.
Bam! Good evening and welcome to the swimming pool. SWYM. That is the acronym for Say What You Mean. Question for you folks. Are you saying what you mean? Or are you meaning what you say? Or are you just yapping out of your face? Which is it? It's important that we say what we mean. I just did something that I should not have done. I had a little small snack before I came on, and I feel myself tasting my mouth, and I don't want to do that. So, be patient with me. Okay? Appreciate it. Anyway, what are you doing on the air, man? Why are you on? It's not Wednesday night. Well, I know, but I had something, and I'm noticing that YouTubers that I pay attention to, they put up a lot of content, but those are the cats that are looking for numbers and whatnot. Don't want to say I'm not, but I'm starting to get back into the rhythm, and I'm starting to get used to hearing myself talk a little bit more. For a moment, I was quiet for a while, but I just feel like therapeuticizing myself. Is that a word? Therapeuticizing. Well, it's what I'm doing. Anyway, here's hoping you're having a fantastic evening, because I got a lot of things going on, and I have a guest that I'm going to bring on the phone. I actually have, my live stream for tomorrow night already canned. It's going to be pretty good. I'm going to be talking about the book. So tomorrow I'll be right back again. Anyway, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to get my caller on the phone like right now. And we're going to see what happens, because I want to talk. And I'm going to try to be out of here by the top of the hour. That's right inside of about 20 minutes. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy and your effort. And my call is ringing. The phone is ringing.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hey.
How are you?
What are you doing?
Wonderful. Are you sitting up straight and tall like a good little girl?
Yes, I am.
And are you speaking directly into the phone, clear and crisp?
I have my headphones on, so you won't hear anything else in the house. Is this clear enough?
Yeah, well, yeah. Let's make it clear. Anyway, how was your day?
It was good. I had a migraine earlier today, so I'm kind of in the migraine fog.
By the
But I'm
way,
good.
we're live, and I'm not sure if my audience knows about migraines and whatnot. So I just thought I'd let you know. You do know we're live, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just thought I'd let you know. So I hope you feel better. Maybe I won't add to that. I'll be nice to you. Is that okay?
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Okay. Because I think the last time we went on, it wasn't as nice. And you said you probably wouldn't do it anymore again. I think I either got you off guard, or you forgot, or you're just being nice. Which is it?
Well, I always have my reservations when I talk to you, so I can't help it.
You have your reservations when you talk to me.
Yeah.
Should I be
Yes.
offended by that? I can choose to be offended at any time I want. Should I be offended by that?
No, I don't think so.
Reservations?
I think you know how you are, and I think you know how you go into the rabbit hole, and I think you know how you are balls to the wall. And I don't. I think that kind of is what I have learned to expect from our conversations.
Okay. I'm going to try to back away from that because that seems like that stove is heating up a little bit and I don't want to touch it. So I'm going to leave that alone for now.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just kind of how you are and how our conversations go.
How
Maybe it's
I
how
am.
Yeah, maybe it's how I am.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try to keep tipping toe by that because I smell something funny. And I think since we are live, I'm going to let it pass for a moment because you talk about the rabbit hole. I just saw one and I don't want to go down it right now. I want to get right into what I wanted to talk about, which is I got some revelation today and I want to share it. And you're just as good as anybody else that I can talk to. And as I said, I'm going to let you go in exactly about 19 more minutes. So can you hang out with me a little bit?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I want to talk about what I was listening to during my intro. I have heard that thing 1,000 times. I wrote it, I voiced it, I edited it, and I produced it. And what I'm getting now is, I guess, is that a dose of my own medicine? I'm actually hearing it the way I meant for my audience to hear it. We're going to talk about truth, facts, evidence, and listening and hearing and paying attention. And then one thing that stood out while it was on, it says, when you get that information, how you respond is paramount. I said, oh my goodness, I shouldn't have listened to that because I was going to go and defend some stuff, but I can't because the intro to that intro just says a lot. But I want to get into it. Are you excited about what you think I'm going to say? You have no clue.
No, I have no clue.
Okay.
But I have listened to that intro very many times, and I understand what you mean by each time I hear it, something else, hits a chord. I hear it differently. So tell me what you heard.
We heard the same thing. I'll say that, but let me get into what I want to talk because I don't want to run out of time, and I've got a lot to do. I'm in travel mode now, and I'll be moving and grooving, for the rest of the week. But let me just say, how do I say this? I'm going to start by telling a story about something that got me when I was a kid. I had to be about 10, 11, or 12 years old when this happened to me. So I'm going to talk about two revelations that I received when I was younger, and now that I'm older, something is just resonating in my spirit now that is like, whoa, I've got to be okay with this truth that I'm discovering. So when I was around 10, 11, or 12 or so, growing up in a Christian environment, my mother did insist that we go to church, and I learned a lot about religion and church and God and Jesus and the Bible. And I can say that I have a foundation that's somewhat rooted in religion / Christianity / righteousness, for lack of a better word. And there was a time that I thought Jesus was universal, meaning when you say Jesus and God are the same. And Jesus is the epitome of everything. Jesus is the all creator. God knows everything, and it's like I just held God / Jesus to an extreme high level of honor and respect. And there was a time that for the first time I heard someone say something about they were atheist. They didn't believe in God / Jesus. That blew my natural mind because in my mind, for the first while that I heard it, I'm like, how can you not understand that? This was before I was introduced to any other spiritual figurehead, so to speak. I didn't know anything about Buddha or Muhammad or any other religious leader. It's just God was just it, and there's only one God. And because of my young mind, maybe I didn't think it fully through. Well, there is one God, I believe. But, I think it got a little hairy, for lack of a better word, when I started talking about Jesus, and I went on through life to realize that there's something called, people who are atheist or agnostic, and then people who have different beliefs. And I'll just go ahead and say now that I have, matured, and I understand the difference in how people think, what they believe, in different cultures and background. I'm okay with where I am today, but that's something that I'll never forget in terms of realizing it. And I respect all of what everyone believes. I'm not going to knock anyone for what they believe or what they don't believe. Which brings me to my next revelation. I said all that to say this. Are you still with me, or are you sleeping? I hear you snoring.
No, I'm here. I'm listening carefully.
Okay, so you got me. Any questions so far?
No. That sounds like something that happens in your youth when you're taught something, and then you find out there might be other concepts to embrace or understand or learn. So,
Okay.
I get that.
So moving right along, I've had quite a few revelations like that, and I have Maya Angelou on my thumbnail, and I'm going to quote something she said. You might forget what someone did or what someone said, but you never forget how they made you feel. And I don't want to talk about how someone can make you feel as much as how you can actually respond and or react to certain situations involving people. I want to be careful to not blame anyone or give anyone power for saying they can make me feel any kind of way or make anyone feel any kind of way. But we have a way of responding, to certain things. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm aware of that quote, and I embrace it, so I understand where you're coming from.
So, what I want to talk about in my 12 minutes left is I really believed that there was a standard. In my swim, there's something called, there's universal principles, there's points of references, and then, of course, there's law. I really did believe that there's something called reasoning. I believe if you talk enough, there's a way to really get to the bottom of anything. If you're able to look at reasoning, that's what reasoning is. Reasoning is weeding out personal feelings, personal desires, and, creating your own world, so to speak. But I have a rude awakening at my, golden age right now, where in my mind, I am thinking that there are circumstances where people cannot and will not reason. And there's something inside of someone that will run from the truth at any cost. And when someone wants something their way, you can forget about it. If someone has a strong, powerful belief, reasoning does not exist. And I don't want to call it a rude awakening, but I am tapping into seeing that in my daily comings and goings, my interactions in certain circumstances with certain people and whatnot. I'm starting to realize that there is no reasoning beyond how someone feels. I have a friend who tried to tell me something. I'm going to have to go back and research it now. She would say something to the effect that whatever someone believes is true, whatever they believe. And I didn't get that because my brain was trying to say, no, wait, you can believe something, but there is truth. It has been established that, let me just reach this thing right here. You can't see this, but what I'm holding up is a potato. It's a potato. I'm showing you. It has been established that this is called a potato. Someone may want to believe, think, or feel that it's something else, And if you try to argue with someone about something that has been established as a potato, you're going to find yourself in trouble trying to say, okay, well, if you look in the dictionary, I even had one of my friends say the dictionary ain't real. Somebody made that up. It's not. Anyway, in closing, I'm just having one of those rude awakenings that some things just can't be reasoned with. Some people just can't reason. And it doesn't make me different or right in any kind of way. I have to do what my commercial and intro says. I have to be okay with that, whether it's true or not, because once it has been established, it doesn't have to be true, false, or how I feel about it. Once I understand that a situation cannot be reasoned with or through, I have to be a big boy and be okay with that. That's all I have to say. Did you get anything out of it? Did I make sense at all?
Yes, I've heard you say this before. Trying to accept what is at a moment, or how someone is, or how the situation is hard to accept if it doesn't line up with what you know to be true, believe to be true, think to be true. And the next big question is why? And we don't always know the answer to the why. Why?
What are you saying why about?
Why are they unable to reason? Why are they so set in their ways? Why will they not listen, hear, or think like I do? Where does that come from? Where is that rooted in? Could be ego, ignorance, lack of understanding. It's really hard to know the why. You can't reach somebody. But I can tell you there are times in a person's life when the door will open, they will be receptive, and they'll have an epiphany. A light will come on. And it may not be in your presence, and it may not be at this season in their life, but it may still happen. You can only plant a seed. You can only give somebody, maybe chip away at the ice, but you can't always fix it. And sometimes we just want to fix it.
Are you a counselor of some sort?
No.
Are you like in ministry or something? Because it sounds like you're trying to talk like somebody's old grandma on the porch saying, child, let me just tell you.
I didn't mean to sound like that.
No, you didn't.
That's how it came across.
No. It came across, with wisdom. And I guess that's the bottom line. If you are trying to reason with a situation or, and sometimes, even the Bible says, you wipe the dirt off your feet if you can't reach, an agreement, and then you just find a way to keep moving. But in closing, because I only have 7 minutes left and I want to give you time to speak again, I think what I'm going into in my golden age is just understanding that when you can't reason, you just really do have to be okay with being okay. Until, because guess what you just said, sometimes, the light can come on for me. Maybe there's something I can, but I have a different way, and I don't want to say that, I'm perfect. And I guess if there was anyone perfect, I could probably be like the closest one. But in my heart,
You're lucky I love you, Travis.
in my heart, no, I appreciate that. I'm just messing. In my heart, I believe I explore all avenues of being sensible, reasonable, fair, and reasonable. Did I say reasonable already?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not saying that I'm different or better than anyone else, but I'm just going to say I'm going to give myself just a tiny bit of credit and say, I know what I be doing. I know when I'm wrong or when I could be, in my feelings or on my ego, and sometimes I do. But it's just, that's all I'm going to say. It's just, exciting now to realize that there is no reasoning in some situations. You just have to be okay with what is, no matter what it is or who it is, how, when, where, or why. Just have to be okay. And that's something that I'm into and new, and I'm excited about moving forward into that new revelation, for lack of a better word. Anyway, go ahead. I'll let you close. Your thoughts.
Well, sometimes we can hear the same thing from 2 or 3 different people, and we hear it from one person versus another. And why is that the case? I think when we're parents, our kids don't always hear us, but someone else might say the same thing and they got it. Sometimes people are just not receptive to either you, a particular situation, a place they are in their life, and they're too rigid and rooted in one place and not open to something else. We can't always do much about that. Sometimes you just have to learn to understand people and meet them where they are. And if you can't meet them where they are, you just have a level of compassion and understanding. So I think there's always hope for people. They might be stuck, and maybe you just have to either be patient or realize it's not really about you. It's more about them.
I find myself giving myself the benefit of the doubt. As much as I'm hearing you and I say it myself, we talk about people. I always try to go to the mirror at least once or twice a day, not just to see how sexy, good looking, handsome I am, but to just reflect on, how I could be viewed in certain ways. And as much as I want to point at someone else or other people, I say, man, could I be the one looking, sounding, or acting like I'm thinking someone else? And if I am, I just always say, okay, I open myself to be able to see that. So I don't want to always blame someone else and say, okay, it's, someone else could be doing something. Maybe it could be me. And I have to also keep that in mind. But anyway, I want to be mindful of the time. We have 2 minutes to go. I can't thank you enough. Was this worth your time?
Oh, absolutely. I always get a lot out of our conversations.
What did you get from this?
Well, better in conversation with you.
No, I'm saying, what if there was a moral to everything that just happened in the last 19 minutes, what would it be? What did you get? What did we expound on?
That sometimes people just don't live up to our expectations, and maybe our expectations are what we have to look at.
I like it. Let's leave it right there.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're about the 5th or 6th most important person in my life, and I appreciate you for that.
Oh,
I just
I'm
want
glad
you
I'm
to
in
know.
the top 10.
Yeah. I just wanted you to know how much I appreciate your being my friend. I really do.
I appreciate being your friend as well.
Okay. Listen, I canned one for tomorrow. It's going to be interesting. It gets a little wordy. I have to be careful, but it's pretty good. It's regarding the release of the book. Just before you go, it's about time for the book. Tell me what you are expecting from your friend regarding what I've been working on for about 4 years. What are your expectations with what you know? What would you have to say about promoting the book? Because you have a little more insight than anyone else. What are you expecting? What would you advise anyone who's considering reading my memoir? What is in store for the reader and maybe this information that is about to be open to the public? Your thoughts, and then I'll let you go.
Okay. I think I have 2 perspectives. One is anybody who knows you and reads the book will have a very intimate, transparent insight into who you are, why you are, the way you are. And I think that they will have a whole lot more understanding and respect for the things that are important to you, and why you respond and have a level of accountability for all the people you interact with. If I'm talking about somebody who doesn't know you and they're reading it for the first time, I think that they will see a person who excelled beyond his circumstance as a young boy, who learned who became a wonderful father and dedicated his life to raising a wonderful son, and who struggled to explore and find his purpose in life and excel beyond all the traumas in his life that he had to overcome. And I think so those are my two perspectives on the book and what people will get from it. There's a lot in it.
You would call it a good read?
Yes, I would.
Okay, I appreciate that. Well, I'm just days away from the release, and I'm just hoping it'll be short days and not long days. I'm going to let you go now. I'll reach out to you a little later on, but thank you so much for being there. Do me a small favor. Find someone you need to say I love you to. Don't just say it, show it, mean it, and let it be true. Can you do that?
Absolutely.
All right. Have a good night. I appreciate you.
Good night.
Okay, ciao. There you have it, my friends. Another live one. And this is live. I almost forgot. I thought I was going to have to edit something, but this is going to rock right now. I'll just say this in closing. You can't always get your way. You can't always get someone to hear you. You can't always get what you want, but you get what you need. I will say this. It's okay. It is. Stay strong, stay focused, always work on yourself, stay in the mirror, do the best you can with what you can while you can. I think that's good enough to get gone on. So, till the next time, find someone you need to say I love you to. Don't just say it. Show it, mean it, let it be true. And I'll catch you later. Okay? Good night.
SWYM. Say what you mean. As much as this information is designed to bring awareness to how we listen, hear, and process, it is also a form of therapy. The little person inside of all of us needs to be heard. As adults, even listening to ourselves is a form of healing, strengthening, and growth. It's okay to speak, talk, express yourself, and be heard, even if you're the only listener. If our testimony does anything at all for anyone else, that makes the continued effort worth the time. Get the words out. You'll feel better, and that's a promise. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
All right, Ben Sidran, sing your song. I really love the words to this song. It's in the description. You can find it. And it goes something like this.
You know, sometimes it seems like all the good times are gone,
But they're not.
but you got to keep on searching.
You gotta keep on keeping on.
keep on keeping on. For example, take me standing right here today. I would not be here with you if I believed the things that the people say. You got to keep on searching, keep it on
Cold
cold side.
side. Keep on.